On Sunday it was unveiled by Sir Hill Child, a brigadier and our local Member of Parliament. I was honoured to perform the dedication. The Memorial Committee was formed back in 1919 with Mr. Ernest Cornforth as the main instigator. He's one of my church wardens and a man who's used to getting things done. His charming wife Emma was also crucial to the completion of the memorial.
March 21st, 1919. Dear Mr. Todd, I reported your suggestion to the vicar this morning that you considered it high time to start planning a memorial for fallen heroes. The vicar entirely agrees and suggests that a preliminary meeting be held at the Institute the week after this one. Archdeacon Graham proposes that it be a meeting of Trentham people, as distinct from simply church members, and the memorial decided on shall be for the whole parish and not just St. Mary's. At this meeting, some plans could be evolved to submit to a larger meeting. The secretary of the Trentham and Handford Sewing Party is my wife, and she has funds in hand which amount to around £170. Emma is of the opinion that her committee will consider it appropriate to allocate this to the Trentham Memorial for our soldiers. Yours faithfully, Ernest Cornforth.
Yes, the women were proud to do it. It was money that was left over from funds they raised through garden fetes and penny collections to make comforts for our soldiers at the front. Harriet did some knitting, didn't you? Was it Mrs. Cornforth's sewing group that you were in?
Yes, sir. There were about 12 of us. My favourite was the balaclava, which was sent over for our men. I like to think of those and the socks helped to keep them warm, as well as reminding them that we were thinking of them back home.
Now, in a time of peace, the good people of Trentham should erect a memorial cross bearing the names of those who fell in action for our country, so they'll never be forgotten. But we must also support the dependents, the wounded and disabled who live among us in this community. This is my proposal, that we erect a fitting memorial in a prominent location in Trentham, which the community, and especially the families of those that were lost, could visit to pay their respects and remember. If the good women who have worked so hard supporting our soldiers can contribute to such a memorial, that would be the most fitting. I should consider it an honour to serve on this committee, if others are agreeable.
Margaret Force was there, also William and Fanny Paget, as well as the Challoners, the Smiths and the Hemmings sisters. Some were quite unable to sing the last hymn on resurrection morning. I saw many handkerchiefs raised and noses blown when the last post sounded.
I covered the unveiling of the new memorial at Trentham on Sunday the 2nd of October 1921 for the Staffordshire Evening Sentinel. It appeared in the paper on Tuesday, October the 4th and reads thus. In his address, Archdeacon Graham said he wanted to draw attention to the names engraved on the cross. When those names were inscribed, the one and only fact that the women of Trentham wanted to set before the eyes of the world was that these men died for their country. Therefore, no regiment or rank was added, because it was thought that all those who had fallen were on one level in making that great sacrifice. Archdeacon Graham believed the congregation would be perfectly safe in leaving these brothers of theirs in the care of him to whom they have just been saying in prayer, "Thou art too wise to make mistakes, and too good to be unkind." At the calling of the names of the fallen, the leading choir boy placed a beautiful wreath of roses at the foot of the cross on behalf of the women of Trentham. And another choir boy placed posies of roses as each of the names was read. A large number of beautiful floral tributes were laid around the base of the memorial cross by relatives of the fallen heroes.
Gunner 2660 William Brandrick, Machine Gun Corps. You might know my father, the Trentham Police Sergeant, John Brandrick. I knew the men from Trentham, as came over to fight. Claude Force, the headmaster. George Paget, who was a clerk at Tompkinson's Engineering in Longton. Sidney Jones, the insurance man. Harold Smith, Alan Hughes, and Stan Fiddler, all office workers too. William Clark, Leonard Johnson, who laboured day and night down the brickworks. William Challoner drove steamrollers for Bassett's. Tom Hemmings worked on the railways. But William Jones, he preferred horses and lived down at those Hunt stables. And me, I became a wood turner and moved to Leek, where I met my elder. Remember our names in the future. Remember us. Remember us. Remember us. Remember us.
For their families, they are simply irreplaceable. And they've left a breach in this community and empty pews in the church that can never be filled. The memorial will hopefully mean that their names will not be forgotten.